Yeah, Stephen, two 1-0 wins in a row. Again, it probably wasn't the prettiest of performance, but how happy are you to get back-to-back wins for the first time this season?
Just proud of them, to be honest. Yeah, just there's a lot of opportunities there to just throw the towel in, and they just kept turning up, which is great. And losing Zog during the week was tough for us. I think mentally tough, but I didn't hesitate yesterday when we got that information, and I just told Tian you're playing there, and she just goes, okay, which is pretty cool when you're telling a player that you're playing in a position you pretty much never play. She played there a little bit with Perth Soccer Club, but for her to go in there and give Misha the same confidence was great. I think we're in the 40s for clearances, in the teens for intercepts. I think, quite a few jewels won there. I think there was 60 to us, 64 to them. So it just tells you what kind of game it was. It was a humdinger for us defensively. With the ball, I think the first half was pretty interesting because it was a very strong wind, and I think we got a little bit addicted to the fact there was a strong wind, and we're just hitting these big ping diags, and it probably didn't do us any favours. We needed to get that goal, and we found one, and it gave us good confidence. And I think off the back of last week, they go, oh, we can do this actually. And then the wonderful tower of strength between goals has given us some great confidence there.
You mentioned the defensive turnaround over the last couple of weeks has been pretty impressive, particularly with the fact that you didn't have Zog today. You haven't had Naomi for either of the last two games. Like you said, you had Misha and Tian, who I thought was fantastic playing out of position. And then Julia Sato at left back, I think, saved his skin a couple of times. How impressed have you been with the players' commitment to that side of the ball?
Just across the park, absolutely wonderful. Westerway come in the last 2 weeks. It's just a kid, just throwing herself about. I thought Sato today was man of the match for sure. She was a good leader, not just a good player. And then they all followed, which was really, really great. I'm super pleased to answer your question, Ben, about their application of those principles that we're talking about. I think once we understand that we're a little bit better with the ball than we think we are, the issue, I said the same thing last week, there's a frantic energy with the defending that we're doing. So I think once we win the ball, like, oh, what do we do with it now? And we kind of give it back. So once we get past that, I think, we'll be a little bit more dangerous with the football. But I really don't want to take too much away from the effort. I think to be able to sit with that kind of pressure is a real skill, and I'm super proud of him. And it's back-to-back wins for us, and it's crucial, particularly how tight the table is, and we've got Melbourne City next week, so it was very important for us.
How serious is the Zog injury? Is it a midterm?
It's very precautionary what we did. She felt it after last week's game, so we kept her out of training. She was restricted from training quite a bit last week, and then she didn't complete match day -1. And then, her and the physio were having a colourful conversation about, if they could play or not. And then ultimately I just went with Danelle's ruling on it, because ultimately, we don't want to turn something that might be 1 week into 6 weeks. And she's super important for us, especially with Naomi already out as well. So, but they stepped up, big credit's got to go to Misha. The last 2 weeks, I think she's just been fantastic, not just defending wise, but on the other side of the ball, like just the organising that she does and the energy that she brings, which is great. And I'm super pleased for Roller to get a goal today because, she's been under intense scrutiny, we're not scoring goals and this and that. So I think there was a massive weight off her shoulders, and hopefully that gives her confidence.
You mentioned, how pleased you are about the defence, and quite rightly. But the flip to that is when you look at your stats with the passing accuracy, and the Adelaide coach made mention of the wind as well, and you've just done that Do you think that there's a danger now with these two games that there's a mindset that could develop that this is the way we're going to win football matches? We're just going to sit back, suck a punch, and then hold on, because you've really got to hold on to the ball. And for long, long periods of the time today, you were really struggling to hold that ball. So going in against Melbourne, who are renowned for holding possession, is that a message you're going to be drilling home for the next few days?
Yes. It is a concern, as you mentioned. I think we need to be able to just have strings of play. So when we win the ball, like, we just got to have, 2-3 passes and, progress ourselves up the field with that. I think at the moment where it's like we win it and we just want to hoof it and just get up the field, which is fine at times, depending on the situation, but they need to also understand when the opposition's maybe leaving pockets for them to play into, which I think when the subs came on, there was a little bit of that. I thought Sarah O'Donoghue actually quite cleverly picked those things up. So it's there. But yeah, I mean, I think to your point, Neil, I think off the back of last week, they probably said, yeah, we can do that one again. But I don't think we can do that going into Melbourne City. They're an extremely good team with the football, and we're going to have to make some tangible improvements with the other side of the ball for sure.
One of the issues I think you're probably facing, though, is to be fair, is your preferred midfield three hasn't been on the park yet.
No.
How close are Izzy and Georgia to giving you 90 minutes?
Georgia got bigger minutes today. Dalton, we just want to keep her at that sort of that mark at the moment, just to keep her ticking along. Emma's the one that we've got to get going, because in my opinion, she's a very good footballer. So once we get those three together, I think then we'll see a bit more of ability to put some play together. Not disrespecting any of the other players in any way. It's all character. So that should give us a little bit more stability through the centre of the park. It's, I said it last week, I think styles make fights, So today I think the wind did play a big factor. I really don't want to talk about the elements, but it did play a big factor. And then I think Adelaide quite smartly played to the wind in the first half, just stayed off us. It was almost as if they wanted to get to half time so they could have the wind. That's kind of how it felt. So I knew how important that first goal was. Yeah, so we'll just we'll take it. We'll put it in our top pocket, and we'll roll into Melbourne City, which is a huge occasion for us. It's a double header with both the women's and the men's team in the same arena, and my first at Amy Park, and quite a few of the girls' first at Amy Park. So that should be a bit of a thrill.
Nice to be in the top 6 for Christmas, though.
Yeah. Let's stay there, eh?